Today we got another coaching session where I got coached by another top challenger player. We had a bit of a rough game and got forced into playing Dualist Zed, and we had to claw our way to a top 4. We had a discussion both before and after the game that you can check out over on Patreon if you join the coaching content tier. And let me know if you want to see more coaching content like this.
Yeah, so there's like different styles of play. It's like trying to play an aggro deck versus like control warrior or something. Oh, and I'll also be screen recording the game on my end so we can go back and look at the VOD after.
Alright, great.
But it won't be posted anywhere or anything. But we can talk a little bit more about tempo after the game. I have some other things to say about it.
Alright. Cloak. Doesn't really give me too much direction. Probably just gonna end up being a tank item. I'll just play Kale pair here, and
makes sense to me.
We can just see what happens. I would sell this for Kale if we get no gold.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that you'd sell it if you get no gold. A lot of people are too quick to sell like this unit before they wait to see if they get gold or not.
Glove.
I just saw next patch they're making it so that you don't get your loot on the last minion.
Thinking Renekton Galio.
Yep, makes sense to me.
If not, like I feel like Annie, it's a good tank, but it's a bit awkward when we have Kale. So probably want to play ideally looking at 3 Lacer or some Duelist opener here. And he doesn't really
just trying to play around the Kale.
Yeah, I'm thinking of keeping that because I don't really have an obvious front line.
Makes sense to me.
Like both of these are like Viego. I think like front line is a bit hard to know if you're gonna need or not if you're playing a comp with a lot of frontline units. Then it's kind of awkward.
Yep. I'm down for phony frontline.
Yeah.
It's probably the most flexible augment. I mean, phony frontline is always good, even if you are playing a comp that has a lot of frontline units in it. It's just good. It's just a good early game as well.
Probably wouldn't level here because I can't really level for anything too valuable, and I want to hold on to the Ash pair.
Okay.
Kind of want to hold on to the brawlers as well, in case I get more. In case I'm able to get hit 3 Lacers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, don't really want to slam Stone Plate either, because I don't feel like I'm gonna be winning too much, so I would just sit on the items for now.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Stone Plate slam, but after you don't level here and after you take target dummies, it's usually not Stone Plate. Stone Plate has some anti synergy with target dummies, right?
Yeah.
And but yeah, deciding whether or not to level here is an interesting one. We can talk a little bit more about it after the game. Basically, I can't really tell you if it's correct or not to level here because we didn't check the admin, but sometimes it's correct to just level for admin here.
Oh yeah, that's true. We could have done that.
We should just check it right now. These aren't very good, so you just want to take the one here that gives you the most like early game tempo, which is the one on the far right, probably the team
white buff
based one. That's probably good. With target dummies, it stalls the fight long enough where that might actually matter. So last turn I probably would have just leveled for admin, and your board would have been Cho'Gath Kale plus 2 admin.
Yeah, makes sense.
Something I would have done last round.
Would you make eco here? So 4, 5,
Probably
6?
not. I would just make eco next turn because we have to give up a little bit too much stuff. Ash pair. We definitely don't want to sell Ash pair. Also have the Galio pair.
Okay. So can't play. I feel like 3 Lacer is a little weak, but it's still still power. And we also have like 3 Zed components like Edge of Night, Hurricane, Last Whisper. So that could be something we're going into. I feel kind of want to hold the Vayne, but I feel like it's a bit expensive unless I sell off these units. Kind of want to do that and then pick up KO.
Pick up Vayne, you mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Vayne.
Yep, definitely want to hold Vayne. And I agree with making econ and stuff here.
I'll sell the Blitz, I guess. This Cho'Gath could be a great level 5. Unless we hit 4 duelists.
Yep, looks like we don't need to sell though. Blitz can also be an okay level 5 if you hit Blitz too.
Yeah, how much do you value brawlers when they're not like 1-star, or when they're just 1-starred? Do you like care about it at all, or?
Yeah, I mean I do. Like it depends if it depends on that question is based off of what else you have, right? It's always how much do you value brawlers in comparison. Yeah, bow's fine. But yeah, it's always going to be how much do you value brawlers in comparison to something else you have, right? So in this case, we don't really have too much more. I mean, we have this Cho'Gath, right? So the Cho'Gath is probably going to be better than 1-star brawlers. But for example, if you upgrade the Blitzcrank, it might be better than Cho'Gath. It's not,
but more so just like, is that something you're looking to play in the early game? Like, oh, I got 2 brawlers. It's not something that you're. Is it something
I'm never
like
really looking to play anything. Sorry, I cut you off a little, but
no, you're fine.
I'm usually never looking to play anything in the early game. I'm just looking to play whatever my strongest board is. So sometimes that will happen to be brawlers. Sometimes that will be, defenders. It just depends on the state of my game.
This is it stronger or not? And then
no, that's gonna be weaker.
Okay.
And
probably still level here for this guy though.
Sure. Yeah. The reason why this is weaker is, or the reason why that's weaker is because 3 recon actually doesn't do anything. You get 100% crit, but for example, it doesn't really do that much on Kaisa, for example, because the ability still doesn't crit, right? So you're having Kaisa's auto attacks crit, but I mean that doesn't do anything.
Okay. Like the only reason to hold on to Vayne, at least in my ice right now, is because it would be great for or recon for Ashe and potentially for Duelist, but I think I would sell it off here rather than selling off these 2. Because Yasuo 2-star is pretty good in my.
I agree. So something that we could have considered last round was, so you are right, selling the Yasuo on your bench and selling the Yasuo and the Blitzcrank on your bench last round is worse than selling the Vayne. However, we probably should have sold or put the other Yasuo in, like the Yasuo without the bow, so that we have the option of selling this Yasuo, because maybe this would have been worth it, because we don't really want the bow to be on Yasuo, because we might want to make like Last Whisper type of stuff. So if we had done this last round, then it might have been worth it to sell this Yasuo plus the Blitzcrank instead of the Vayne. Then we have the option of making Last Whisper on a unit that's not Yasuo.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that you would want to make a Yasuo 2 with and have the bow stuck on it, right?
True. Just hold some of these. I do think Vel'Koz is generally just a tech in. I mean, obviously, if you have nothing else good to add in, then the threats are generally good, but it's something you.
Pretty terrible early game. Pretty terrible. Later on though, it's probably okay, depending on what you're playing against.
Okay.
Situational.
So ever play 4 duelists here? Something like this?
Yeah, maybe on level 6. You don't really want to take out Ashe to Laser Core quite yet, but this can be like your level 6 inclusion.
Okay.
Maybe possibly. So like here I would sell Cho'Gath before is that the Yasuo with the bow? Yeah, I would sell the Yasuo with the bow before anything. I mean, items are pretty good at least.
So thinking about slamming Last Whisper Hurricane for sure, because it works for both Samira and Zed, and I'm pretty comfortable playing those comps.
Yep. 100% agree.
Probably put him on. Guess we can do this. Is this better?
Yeah, maybe we can put it on Vayne, I think.
Yeah.
Might want to get the Kale over the Cho'Gath this round.
Okay.
Reason for this is because we don't really want to sell Kale, and
true.
this guarantees we make money.
Just slap the sword here as well. Yeah, that's true. I missed that. But I would just sell Blitz here if we win, I guess. And this if we lose.
Right. Something else to think about here is usually it's always going to be a Protector's Vow slam, except this specific round you don't necessarily want to slam it in case you get spread shot, because if we get spread shot, that augment is so broken, we're just going to take it, of course, and then we can slam Shojin Vayne. Okay, so here this is more of like a patch dependent thing, but since spread shot is so broken, we should just
reroll for it.
Yeah,
I would reroll here regardless because I don't really want to take the ace off.
Yeah, at least reroll this one. Into the Night might not be like Into the Night is okay. Glacial Prison, not really. I would probably roll for like you either want the Zed, you either want Contempt for the Weak here. Yeah, okay. So this is probably gonna be one we're taking.
Yeah,
I would have also taken spread shot.
Pick it up over and just play it over Vayne, I guess.
Yeah,
and just level.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, I have Edge of Night as well.
Jam that, and then we just play Zed. I haven't really played too much with like after they reworked lasers. Do you usually go 5-3, or do you go 7, or do you go 5, or just a?
Yeah, I mean, ideally you want to go 7. The jump from the jump from 5 to 7 is pretty big. So, but the problem with that is you need a Mordekaiser. So it's not always realistic. This game we might not even play around too many laser cores. It sort of just depends. But usually you only really want to be playing vertical laser cores if you have a spat, or at least it's a lot easier too, because you have easier access to 7.
So I'd probably do that. It's a lot stronger, but I can't make eco that easily.
So that's a problem, right? We probably want to make econ. I'd prefer to just make econ. And at least Renekton is one more laser stack, so it's actually not as weak, or not as weak as you might think.
Okay,
because we still get the extra laser stack from playing the Renekton here.
We're missing Senna.
Really, what we want to get in is a hacker.
Yeah.
Looking for a Zoe or LeBlanc or something. That's gonna be ideal in this situation. You know, if someone told me that it's correct to roll past Contempt for the Weak and take spread shot here, I would believe them. Except it's a little bit risky with only 2 more rerolls.
Yeah, I saw something that I kind of want to take the Zed.
Oh yeah, the Zed with the spat is
the
best thing you can possibly get. Yeah.
Would you still take like
really
Samira spat even if this was, or if it was not a
probably
Zed?
Yeah.
Just to get
you don't have anything immediate that you
7
can
laser.
Yeah, it's gonna be a laser spat ideally for sure.
Yeah, if not, would have probably taken belt or chain for tank item off this tier.
Makes sense to me. Yep.
Just hold on to this. Sell this if we lose, I guess, the Blitz.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really hard for Blitz to go on your board.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just sell it now if you want. I don't know if we're ever putting Blitz on your board.
Probably not unless we just natural into star or something. But yeah, right now I'm thinking rolling at 7. Right. Hopefully hitting Z2. Definitely rolling until we hit 5 laser. Ideally hit either Yasuo or Fiora 2-star. That's at least the plan for now.
Yep.
Like the only times
Well,
I wouldn't do that is if I like randomly hit Zed 2-star maybe.
You don't really need to tunnel on Fioras and stuff either. Like there's a lot of other things you can run besides for Duelist. Like we might want to get out of Fiora stuff and just play like 2-star Rammus, upgraded threats.
Do you value threats over synergies often? It's a bit of a hard question, I know, but like
yeah,
so,
it's
like for example,
pretty,
instead of
pretty
like
situational.
Instead of saying, let's say if you have Fiora 2, Yasuo 2, do you play like 2 like Rammus Cho'Gath here?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're always keeping Yasuo. Also, let's get the LeBlanc kit instead of the Renekton.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah. So like here, let's just say we have the option between playing Rammus 2, Cho'Gath 2 instead of Fiora 2, Kale 2. I'd probably opt to play the threats.
Yeah, because
like in this specific situation.
Also, because they're just higher value in terms of gold.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard question to ask though, because it's situational. It depends on your synergy, depends on your spot, depends on your augments.
Hold this.
Now we hit the Senna.
So here, like doing this, for example, probably
right. Yeah, that's
stronger.
probably better. I don't value Duelist too highly in this type of Zed setup, especially without Locket.
Yeah, she's basically doing nothing. Kale's doing a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. And the units that you're taking out are more bad.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna be rolling a lot here on 7. Try to upgrade your Zed and stuff. Nice.
I don't know whether you care about like Zoe 2, LeBlanc 2.
I care about Zoe too. Not the best. Not the best roll down, I'd say. It's okay though.
I would be thinking about selling these if I don't hit a frontliner, because I feel like right now I don't have any frontline, so that's going to be an issue.
Yeah. Personally, I would sell the Duelists. I probably wouldn't have even made the Fiora 2.
Okay. Care about LeBlanc Turtle, or you probably don't play 3 Hacker at 7 here?
Nah. Even at 8.
Probably Edge of Night is... Second Edge of Night is not that useful. We only need tank items, so this is a bit of a gamble. This I feel is a bit awkward, so I think that's either Duelist Crown or reroll. I'm leaning more towards the Duelist Crown.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
All right.
The problem with Duelist Crown here is that we don't want to drop in order to play 4 Duelists, we don't really want to drop. I mean, I guess we can start dropping these lasers now, Renekton and Senna. Put in like Nyla and Zac or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Nice. Yeah, just sold something. Edge of like Yasuo would probably be the or Urgot probably here.
Yeah, I'm down for Urgot. The Duelist on him as well. Give him some extra AD.
Because ideally we would have checked in Fiora 2 or Nyla here, I guess.
So yeah, after we take this Duelist crest, our line or the comp that we're trying to play becomes a little bit different. We're no longer trying to play around laser cores anymore. We're probably going to be trying to play around Duelists, which means these chains are going to have to be Lockets. And our spat wants to be more of a Duelist spat instead of a laser core spat.
Thoughts on this?
That seems good. And then Zach over LeBlanc, and looks perfect.
Okay, I haven't been scouting. And then the chains. Sorry, I missed what you said about the chains. You would slam them.
Yeah, so one of the chain is going to be a Locket, ideally. The other one's, then your spat's going to be wants to be a Duelist spat. Mm-hmm. So what you have left over is just a vow, which we can probably slam pretty comfortably on your Zach. Eventually it'll go on Sedge, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Would you? It's a bit of an awkward spot. Like, would you ever keep rolling here? Because we're close to like Sack. Still need a better Duelist than Kale, but we already hit our carry. Kind of want to take Fawn if I can here.
Yeah, it's probably just Fawn. Oh, okay.
Bow got taken as well.
It's gonna be a Rod here then. We need to get a since we're playing more around Duelists, we need to take Locket because our front line's gonna be squishy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like a Locket vow slam most of the time.
Slamming both on Zach.
Yeah. The Locket doesn't necessarily have to go on Zach, but the vow probably should for now.
Okay. Probably sell that off since we don't have it paired. Let's see here. They're all on that.
Maybe you can put it on Yasuo. Just get it on the target dummies and stuff. Yeah. This looks fine. Locket gets more value on upgraded units, so that's why I was a little hesitant to put it on Zach.
Yeah, true.
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because that's kind of like the quote unquote tempo play to slam it on Yasuo. It would be higher value on Zach later, but we don't have a guarantee of a Zach too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know. Just hold for one more turn or roll, because I'm leaning a little more towards the roll just to secure the top 4.
Yeah, maybe we can take a look at your matchups to see what's up. If we have to roll.
If I land on the Samir, I can maybe do this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's kind of the same thing, but it's a bit weaker. This is.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how much rolling is gonna do here. We might just want to bite the bullet and sack another one. But I will say, like, taking the like Duelist crown, there's a lot of augments that are a lot better than Duelist crown here.
Mm-hmm.
I might have opted to just re-roll it.
Yeah, it was definitely wasn't an obvious decision in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Laser crown's probably a lot better there. Knife's edge, you know, just a lot of other.
Mm-hmm.
Other CP. And then Nyla.
I can play that over the Bane.
Mm-hmm. So we can probably just level to 8 next turn. Let's go ahead and sell. We're never playing these lasers anymore, so you can clear these like Renekton's and Senna's off your bench. And we're probably gonna want to play 6 Duelists this game instead of Zach at 8.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be your cap. Hopefully you get like a bow or something here.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. Sedge over Zach, and then we can play 6 Duelist. Yeah, looks pretty good.
I would put it here for the quicker cast, and
actually Zach over Fiora, and then you can do Duelist spat on Zoe.
I'd probably BT the Urgot.
Sure. Yep. Sounds good to me.
And this is just pretty much my board. I guess if I hit LeBlanc, I'd probably play that over Zach, I think. Especially if I had Zedged too, then I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think 3 hackers is too valuable, honestly.
2 is more than enough.
Like, yeah, I'd rather just have a Zach. It's more about just sending it to the backline. The extra Omnivamp is, you know, it's just whatever.
All right.
I'd rather have a Zach, personally.
Do you ever value like Acel here, since we don't have Morello or...
Sometimes, except the thing about this comp is that the fights will last so quick, or so bursty. The fights are really bursty, so having the anti-heal might not do that much. But that is something good to think about, because we don't have anti-heal.
Okay. So wouldn't it be on the... It's a bit split, but mostly on the right side here.
Yeah.
And I would just sell off these, especially if we win.
Okay, yeah.
I guess
play,
I
play 8 Duelist.
We could play a Duelist, do you think? Over Sedge, Zach?
But it's probably worse. I mean, right now it's better because we only have those upgraded, but eventually the Sedge and Zach 2 will probably be better.
Okay.
But
yeah, I would just keep rolling here. Okay,
yep.
nice.
Yeah. We're never making it to 9 this game, so selling those 2 guys off for econ doesn't necessarily do all that much, because we're stuck here anyway. So you might as well hold it just in case we want to play 6 Duelist. You never know. Maybe we get another Duelist spat on Carousel or something, and we want to get some of these Duelists back. But yeah, I don't know. Duelists have sort of fallen off, like out of the meta recently, and they've been pretty bad for some time now. I would usually not recommend playing like straight up vertical Duelist like this. It's not a very strong line. Hopefully we can still squeeze out a top 4 though. That would be nice.
Yeah, when your matchups are split, I guess you'd probably want to, like, we still want to jump Zed on the right side, since it's 2 out of 3 there.
Right.
Grab D-Claw for Sedge or this.
I like Warmogs better, but yeah, D-Claw is fine. Yeah, D-Claw's fine.
So, like, for example, I'll move the Sedge over and the this guy over for the CC in case it's the other guy. Or just go all in on one side.
It depends on... Yeah, so it depends on your matchups. We can talk about more about this after the game too, but sometimes you're strong enough in certain matchups where you can hedge. What do I mean by that is sometimes you can, you can cover both sides by sending your Zed to jump one side and then having your Sejuani, for example, covering the other side, so that at least something is hitting something every single round.
Like this, for example. I guess.
But sometimes you're not strong enough to. Sometimes you're not strong enough to do that. Like sometimes you need everything to go your way in order to win the fight. So like, which is probably the case. We're not that strong. So. So like this is like best case scenario positioning, right? We have Sedge on the right side, we have Urgot on the right side, and we have Zed on the right side. Yeah. And we probably, in order to win this fight, we probably need all of those three things to happen if we even have a chance here. So it would be incorrect to hedge in this situation. And in fact, I think you might still lose anyway.
Close.
Oh, never mind. No, it was a positioning diff. Nice job. Nice, and you top forward.
Yeah, because I guess if you hedge in a spot where you can't afford to hedge, then you just put yourself in a lose-lose situation.
Right. Then instead of winning like 2 out of 3 of your matchups, you lose 3 out of 3 of your matchups, right?
Gotcha.
By hedging.
All right. Like, when most of the damage is in one unit, would you ever just play, like, Vel'Koz over the Zac in hopes of, like, CCing it, or?
I can see it. I could see it. Vel'Koz might be better than Zac against this guy, actually, yeah. That's a good good heads up play.
Swapped. Usually, having Zed jump Viego doesn't really do too much, I feel, because he jumps away a lot of the time.
Right. Oh, Vel'Koz.
Oh, no.
One of the things that counters Viego surprisingly really hard is Urgot. So usually in the Viego matchup, you want to try and at least somewhat get your Urgot on the same lined up with the Viego if you can.
That's the end of the game and the video. If you want to check out the pre- and post-game discussion, where we talk in depth about the harder decisions we made, that is over on Patreon if you join the coaching content tier. With that tier, you also get access to the cheat sheets of my comp guides, and the link to join is down in the description. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.